Let's discuss this a little bit more with Zabihullah Farhang. He's the spokesperson of the Afghan Independent Human Rights Commission and joins us from Kabul. Sir, thank you very much for your time. The displacement that we're seeing, this 900 people in the last 3 months, is that all due to the Taliban's advances and the fighting in the country, or are there other factors at play here?
Thanks for having me. Unfortunately, the current situation in Afghanistan is really alarming because the IHL, International Humanitarian Law, and its principles do not observe during the conflict by the Taliban particularly, and also by the Afghan government. This is really concerned, and we're deeply concerned that and in this situation, the civilians, they are losing their rights, including their lives, and also they have to leave their home, their everything, and this is the reality of this ongoing situation in Afghanistan. Around, according to our research in last 3 months, our findings indicate that in 19 provinces, Afghans, they displaced in different areas. They are confronting with many challenges, particularly with residents or without any house, or do not access to their basic requirements or needs, including clean water and access to education, access to health. There is lots of concern, and unfortunately, the internal organizations and also international organizations or entities which they are relevant to work in this regard, due to the war, the conflict, they cannot handle their mission very successfully.
Zabihullah, what do you want to see the Afghan government and the Taliban do in this situation to make life a little bit easier for people in Afghanistan, especially the hundreds of thousands who now have nowhere to go?
We experienced, we investigated that the IHL and its principles haven't been observed and respected by both sides of war, which they are the main part of this conflict, particularly Taliban, and also the Afghan security forces. So the solution, the way that they can end these violations is peace talks. They should focus on peace talks, and their challenges, their problems or misunderstanding which they have, they can solve through the negotiations, not by continuation of the war. And we hope that they respect the request of the Afghan citizens, which they consistently rise up their voice that they want peace, they want reduction of violations, and they want ceasefire. But unfortunately, Taliban and also particularly Taliban, they refuse practically this request, and we are really concerned about it.
It is indeed a very concerning situation. And you talk about these peace talks, hoping that they will bring some sort of solution, but they've been ongoing for months now, and a solution seems to be very far from coming to fruition. What do you expect to happen, though, when all the US troops have left and the foreign troops have left, which is expected to happen by the end of this month? Do you think that life is just going to get even worse for those who are displaced and for ordinary Afghans?
Our expectation, and also the Afghan citizen expectation, is living in peaceful society. But unfortunately, they are announcing that the request and the voice of the people are very important and significant for them. Even Taliban claimed this issue. But practically, we see violations, and not the ongoing of violations, but we see the increasing of violations against civilians. According to our finding in last 6 months, in Afghanistan Independent Human Rights Commission, which we investigated, we can claim that the civilians and also the people who are not engaged in this conflict, who do not have any role in this conflict, but they are unfortunately the main victim of this conflict, and they are losing their lives, including men, women, children, in different areas of the country. And Taliban, they are surrounding more territories, more geography. So still, they do not take any action that would be very helpful to reduce these violations. We see unfortunately the decretion of this conflict.
A really tragic situation playing out in Afghanistan. Zabihullah Farhang speaking to us there from Kabul. Thank you so much for your time.